With less than 72 hours to the commencement of Nigeria's 2023 general election, the Independent National Electoral Commission (Inec) has expressed satisfaction with its level of preparation for the polls. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu also allayed fears of the election not holding as scheduled due to prevailing circumstances in the country. He stressed that the February 25th dates for presidential and National Assembly election, as well as the March 11th date for governorship and House of Assembly election, are sacrosanct. Professor Yakubu made the affirmations in Abuja while addressing newsmen after inspecting the National Collation Center, Media Center and INEC Situation Room, all situated at the International Conference Center, ICC.
By the side of the Africa Hall will be our own situation room, where we deploy our platforms. We call it INEC Citizens Contact Center, the ICCC, where citizens can ask questions. For the media, there will be a place where earmarked for those who wish to set up studios to be able to do so, and those of you who wish to bring your outside broadcasting bands will also accredit you to bring your outside broadcasting bands. Nigerians will be voting in over 176,000 polling units nationwide, and the outcome of that process for presidential election will be compiled here.
Fine-tuning security arrangements for the polls, the election management body held its last consultative meeting with security agencies. The INEC boss disclosed that the commission is encouraged by assurances of security in all locations where elections and electoral activities will be conducted. He emphasized that the preparation for security goes beyond securing the environment where election will be conducted, but covers all those that will be involved in the election process. The National Security Advisor, represented by Sanusi Galadima, lauded INEC chairman and his workforce for the determination to conduct a free, fair, and credible election, as exemplified by consistent stakeholders' engagements. He, however, raised concerns over the escalation of violent campaigns across the country, despite the peace accord endorsed by all presidential flag bearers.
The national elections, that is presidential and National Assembly, will hold this weekend, to be followed 2 weeks later by state elections, meaning governorship and state assembly elections. Nigeria Police, which is the lead agency in election security, is already familiar with the delimitation details on the basis of which security personnel are deployed for elections. The Commission is encouraged by the assurances of security in all locations where elections and electoral activities will be conducted. And equally importantly, the Commission is aware that security agencies are going to protect not only our officials and facilities, but also accredited observers, journalists, service providers, and above all, the voters themselves. Our commitment is to ensure that the environment is conducive for the conduct of elections, and we do it in such a way that guarantees the safety and security of all those who are involved in the process, whether they are INEC officials or others.
The election management body also played host to the Commonwealth Observer Group, led by former South African President, His Excellency Thabo Mbeki. While receiving the guests who are in Nigeria at the instance of INEC, Professor Yakubu explained the peculiarities of Nigeria's elections. He gave an update of the Commission's preparation, even as he restated commitment to conducting a seamless election Nigerians will be proud of.
We understand, as I said, the responsibilities that lie on our shoulders. We also understand the benefit of credible elections, not only to the peace and good governance of our country, but the ripple effect, positive effect on our sub-region and beyond. And I want to assure you that we will never let Nigerians down, we will never let the international community down. We are committed to a free and fair process. The choice of who becomes president or whatever in the forthcoming general election is entirely in the hands of citizens. We are committed to free, fair, credible, inclusive, and verifiable elections.
Nigeria is a very important country. Its future impacts on itself, but it impacts on the continent as a whole. So it's always very, very important that as the Commonwealth we should come to be with you as you hold these important elections and to observe, Mr. Chairman, to observe the elections. But of course, we come very hopeful and very confident that we will have successful elections, peaceful elections, inclusive elections, and at the end, we will make a statement about the elections, but even more important, I think, make recommendations about whatever we think in terms about these elections. Therefore, as comprehensive and accurate a picture as possible about the elections becomes important. And Inec, being a central player in that process, is very, very critical that we should listen very carefully to what Inec says about the elections and all other matters related to that. As I said, all matters that would fall within the remit of the Inec.
Closely following the meeting with the Commonwealth Group was the briefing of accredited election observers. Inec harped on the need for the election observers to stay within the rules enshrined in the Code of Conduct for Election Observation and warned against interference with the process or show partisanship. The Inec chairman further hinted that the commission accredited 196 domestic groups that are collectively deploying 144,800 observers and 33 international organizations deploying 2,113 observers. He disclosed that in all, 229 groups are deploying 146,913 observers for the 2023 general election, which is the largest deployment of domestic and international observers in the history of elections in Nigeria.
I wish to remind observers that there is a code of conduct for election observation. You are by definition observers. Do not interfere with the process or show partisanship. In addition, international observers must be guided by the fact that the election is conducted by and in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, whose sovereignty must be respected.
Leaving no stone unturned, the electoral body continued its training of election personnel. This time around, it was a nationwide training of members of the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC), who will serve as presiding officers during the election. Inec chairman was at the government secondary school Garki, where he went from classroom to classroom, interacting with the trainees to be sure the expectations of the training are met.
You are going to be deployed to the most important level of the electoral system, that is the polling unit. The polling unit level is the most important level because that is the only place where Nigerians go and vote. So you will handle the register, you will handle the beamers, you will also handle the results at that level, and you will also be responsible for transmitting the result to the head portal on election day. Are you assuring me that you are committed to this process?
Yes, sir.
Are you assuring me that your loyalty is to Nigeria and Nigerians only?
Yes, sir.
Inec is not a political party. You are not agents of any political party. You are agents of an independent electoral commission. Our loyalty and allegiance to the Nigerians. Whoever they choose, so be it. It's their own decision. Our responsibility is to be an honest broker and an honor. Am I guaranteed once again to be loyal to these processes?
Yes, sir.
No fear or favor?
Yes, sir.
No affection or ill will?
Yes, sir.
All committed?
Yes, sir.
All charged?
Yes, sir.
All good to go?
Yes, sir.
God bless NYSC.
Thank you, sir.